CISM overview and preparation strategy. Generally, my approach is to highlight the hidden secret. First hidden secret, if you are going for any certification, or you can say if you want to achieve any goal, right? Maybe you want to become, you can say, a billionaire, or you want to become CEO of any organization, right? You have to have one goal, and you have to understand how you can achieve that goal. So same, like I'm going to highlight CISM, because you have to understand the context, you have to understand the content, and you have to understand the concept behind CISM. If you are able to understand, mark my word, 60% work has done. Your 60% work has done. No need to put lots of effort. That means just 40% effort is required. Okay. Second, question response technique. It's the most, you can say, trickiest part if you're going for any management certification, because you know that this is not technical certification. It's a management certification, and you know that the same questions, you have a different responses, I have a different responses, or your colleague, or you can say your boss has a different responses, because management response depends on your knowledge, your experience, and definitely you can say what issue you have faced till now. So here I don't want to debate, but definitely you have to align our thought process with ISACA thought process, right? So that you are able to clear this certification. Second, resources. Definitely I'm trying to highlight few resources is enough for this certification. No need to follow, or no need to go for too much resources. So that one also I'm going to highlight, and definitely it will help you. And last but not least, question answer. I'm trying to spare some more time for questions and answer, because if you have any questions, you can immediately ask. I am able to provide. Okay, so let's, we can start, giving some hidden secret. Okay, so first, if you want to achieve CISM certification, generally my session also, I usually start with this slide only. You have to understand the meaning of CISM. That means you have to understand the context of CISM. What is the context of CISM? If you see, CISM itself is saying certified information security manager. That means your role will be information security manager. So you have to think like information security manager. Definitely CISM certification, uh, CISM certification is for leadership role. That means if you have a more than 5 years experience, you can go for this certification, and you are eligible for leadership role. That means lead role, where you have to implement info security governance, where you have to implement or develop info security strategy, where you have to run or implement or drive any info security program. So all these information you will get in CISM. So that means you have to change your thought process. Maybe many of you are working, you can say, for last 10 years or 5 years or 3 years or 4 years or 15 years in the one domain, that you can say like particular domain. You are doing audit for last 10 years, right? Maybe you are working as a firewall SME or firewall lead for last 5 or 7 years. Or you can say this is a glitch. That means your thought process is a technical. No, you have to change your thought process as a management. Now how you are going to change, I'm going to give example as well. So that means first you have to understand the context behind the CISM, and after that you can understand what is the content you have to know. So you know that CISM is having 4 domain, we'll discuss later as well. So that means you can understand the all domain content, and after that you have to clear your concept. I always say CQ method. If you want to achieve any certification, you have to follow CQ method. That means first understand what is the context of CISM, or you can say any certification, you can take a name. What is the content and what is the concept? So if you understand the content, definitely what you have to follow? You have to follow outline. Just I have shared exam outline in chat. You can just have a look. Okay. So through outline also you can understand the content, right? So you can say the first domain all about info security governance. So you know that info security governance, how you are going to build, how we are going to implement, how we are going to develop. When you are going to develop, what element you have to consider, right? All these things you have to know, right? So I'm going little bit explaining the meaning of CISM. That means what is your role after achieving CISM, or if you are planning to achieve this certification. Okay, so think like this: in any organization, right? In any organization, we have some infrastructure. So think like in your organization, you have a router. This is edge router. Then you have a firewall, right? Maybe your firewall is in HA, your router also in HA, right? This is edge router. Behind the firewall, we have a switches also in HA. It depends on your organization structure. Then you have another firewall. Then you have another firewall, and then you have a router, and you have your AD. Then you have your database, right? Then you have your print server. Then you have internal application, right? You can say this is all about your trusted zone. This is your all about DMG, right? And here you have your IDS, you have your SIM solution, maybe you have your VPN, maybe you have your jump server, maybe you have your web server, your DNS server, or you can say your web server, web application, internet facing. You have your DHCP server, right? Everything you have. Now, maybe employee, maybe user accessing your environment, right? Definitely, the you can say your whole environment completely depends on organization to organization. So think like this: in your organization environment, now your role is info security manager. How you are going to safeguard your organization infrastructure? How you are going to safeguard your cybersecurity posture? What is your primary responsibility as info security manager? Your primary responsibility to maintain CIA, confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Now, how you are going to maintain? How you are going to maintain? You have to apply PPT, people, process, and technology. First people, then process, and then technology. Now, how you are going to enforce? If you want to enforce all these PPT, people, process, and technology, you have to have infosec governance, right? Now, when you are going to develop info security governance, what you need to know? You have to know your business objective, your organization goals and objective, right? And your organization goals and objective is to maintain CIA. Think like this: if you're working in banking sector and you have more than 20 or 30 or 100 application, those application providing services to customer and client. Now your responsibility to ensure confidentiality, integrity, and availability through your application services to customer and client. So how you are going to achieve? Definitely you have to build info security governance. You have to build info security strategy which completely aligned with business objective. Now, how you are going to achieve this info security strategy? Through PPT, people, process, and technology. That means you need people control. You need, that means your physical controls. You need administrative controls, and you need technical controls. Through all these controls, you are going to reduce the risk and acceptable level, because our responsibility, we cannot mitigate, we cannot eliminate complete risk, right? We have to reduce the risk within risk appetite. So your role is maintain and ensure security of complete environment. So it's not only you are going to focus on firewall, or because you are a firewall SME, or you are a auditor or GRC SME, you are just focusing on policy process, only policy, info security policy or cyber security policies. No, your role to safeguard everything. So you can understand. That means you have to know how you are going to build info security strategy, how you are going to build info security governance, and how you are going to do risk assessment and reduce the risk within risk appetite, and how you are going to enforce or implement info security program. If I'm talking about program, means what? Maybe you are going to organize or drive any info security governance, info security awareness training. This is also info security program. If you're going to implement a firewall, this is also info security program. If you're going to do vulnerability management or patch management or configuration management, this is also info security program. And last, and you can say, but not least, your incident. If any incident happen, how you are going to limit the impact. So all these scenario you have to look into if you are going for CISM certification. Okay, so this is the context of your CISM. Okay, next, I'm not going too much about your CISM, but you know that your CISM certification is globally recognized credential and offered by ISACA. ISACA is a non-profit professional, you can say a non-profit organization, and but if you want to achieve CISM certification, you have to pay. If you are a member, $650, and if you are not member, $765, and every year you have to pay $40. Okay, and just one thing here I'm highlighting. CISM certification is not only if you have a 5 years experience to do. If you have a less experience, also do. But you have to prove your 5 years experience. And if you don't have also, after achieving and after completing your 5 years experience, you are able to actually claim. Point number one. Second, if you want to do transition in, you can say, another domain to cybersecurity domain, this certification is actually fit for you. Now, why I'm saying this? It's also, you can say, it's also terms and condition apply, because if you have a 10 years experience in infra, right, or 10 years experience in development, then you can go for CISM certification, because already you have governance experience, you have a management experience. Just you have to take security flavor, and after that you can get opportunity. But you will get opportunity about management role, not technical role. Definitely after 10 years or after 15 years experience, you are not looking for L1 or L2 task, right? So you can go for and if you have a less than 5 years experience, definitely, and if you're working in another domain, this certification is best, actually help you. And if you are in cybersecurity, definitely this certification will help you how you are going to drive info security program, and how you are going to support your CISO also about info security governance. So you can say definitely add value in your career path. And this is my experience. After achieving such certification, your career growth is vertical. I didn't see anyone actually go downwards. Okay, domain coverage is a 4 domain, and little bit here I'm take 2 to 3 minutes. already I explained about, we have so the first domain, your info security governance. That means how you are going to build, how you are going to implement, how you can make effective info security governance. Its coverage is 17%. That means you will get 25 questions. You know that total item is 150. So out of 150, the domain one, 25%. It's a easy domain. It's a easy domain. It's not too technical, but technical related to governance. So it's easy. You can score if you will put little bit effort. Second domain is all about your info security risk management. It's contain your 30 questions. It's a 20%, contain 30 questions. You have to know how you are going to perform risk management. That means risk assessment, risk evaluation, risk analysis, right? Risk mitigation, how you are going to do this. It's contain 30. This domain also is not difficult domain. If you put little bit effort, you are able to make. Domain 3, it's a little challenging if you are non-technical background, because this domain is technical and contain 50 questions. Here you have to know all technical stuff, but not you can say like technical aspects, but you have to know all terms. You have to know what is firewall, you have to know what is SDLC phases, you have to know what is IDS IPS, you have to know what is email security, right? Everything you have to know, but you will not get single questions in exam about technical, so no worry about it. Okay, the fourth domain is the incident info security incident management. It's contain 45 questions. This is the easiest domain. So if you will consider here 25 questions also, right, you can easily score more than 650. I'm considering domain 3 only 25 item you will do right, and here 2 and 4 you can say plus minus 5% you are doing, minus 5% also you are able to score. It's not difficult, and it's required only 2 months. 2 month preparation is enough for CISM certification. Mark my word, it's nothing. Okay, so let's go in next things, how you can target question. Actually, how you can target questions. So question response technique, this is the most important. You know that you will get 150 multiple choice questions, right? And you have a 4 hours to complete. So timing is a no concern. Remember, no penalty for guessing. Okay, no penalty for guessing. And if you see, out of 800 points, you have to score 450 only. Only 450. And if you will put dedicatedly every day 2 hours, 2 months, you will score more than 650. It's not difficult. It's the easiest, I am saying. Okay, now what happened? Your actually question response technique. What do we need to look? Because your exam actually test your sense of scenario. This is a hidden secret. Now I will let you know what is sense of scenario, and you can try. I'm going to share two questions. Same questions, answer is different. This exam will understand, or you can say your concept level. That means exam will test your concept level. If question will ask incident management, they will test how much you know about incident management as a management perspective. Okay, this exam also evaluate your analytical skill. It's also evaluate your common sense, and common sense is not common for all. You know that everybody. So common sense is a typical part here. Experience of audit, definitely. If you are working in GRC field, this exam is actually you will get easy, because domain 1 domain 2 is completely governance part, so it's not difficult. But yes, GRC background people get difficulty in domain 3. Okay, then definitely you can pick the best out of all. So how you are going to target, definitely I am going to explain. Think like this. This is a question number 1. The security analyst has detected an ongoing network attack and and informed the security manager. Okay. What should the security manager first course of action be? What should security manager first course of action be? Option A, notify senior management. Option B, verify the incident. Option C, isolated the affected network. And option D, perform an impact assessment. The same question. Second question. The security manager has noted that the network attack is in progress. What should be his course of action? If you see, the question is the same. Notify senior management, verify the incident, isolated the affected network, perform an impact assessment. Now, both questions are scenario-based question. If you see the first question saying security analyst has detected an ongoing network attack, then security analyst inform security manager. Now you are a security manager. What is your first course of action? What you will do first? The first, notify senior management, verify the incident, isolate the affected network, and perform an impact assessment. Perform an impact assessment. What you will do? Definitely, because security analyst, you can think like this: the SOC team identify and they inform to SOC manager. Think like this: you are a SOC manager. What you will do? If you see incident management phase, what incident management phase is saying? Detection, right? How you are going to detect? Maybe you are going to use IDS, IPS, firewall, SIM solution, DLP, blah 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 blah. Detection tool you are going to use. After detection, it's saying, or you can say in detection, and here also we have analysis. Same, or you can say first detection, then analysis. The third, containment. Fourth, eradication. Fifth, recovery. And sixth, lesson learned. NIST. Okay. Now detection done. Detection has done by security analyst. Now, if you are going for isolation, I know most of you inform isolation, right? I have seen. Okay. If you're going for isolation without impact assessment, what happened? You don't know. Network attack happened where? It's not mentioned, right? Maybe attacker target your critical server, and if you isolate, what happened? It's a huge impact on customer and client. You are not SME, you are info security manager. You have to look into risk perspective as well. So first you have to verify, because if you will not verify, maybe it's a false positive. Security analyst has detected as a false positive, and immediately, because L1 guy. If you are going to notify senior management, your CISO or your CIO, your CTO, he will ask, okay, KK, what is the impact? So what you will tell? Oh, let me check, right? And each and every incident you cannot notify to senior management. It depends on severity level. It depends on impact. So first you have to verify, right? Is it a true incident? If yes, then you have to perform impact assessment. That means this is the first, this is the second. Oh, what is the impact? Which server actually impacting? Which application is impacting? What asset is impacting? And what is the impact on business? And after that, you are going to take a decision for isolation. This is the third. And fourth one, your senior management. So this is your answer. But same question, if you think, is second question. This is the first, right? This is the second. So if you see the first question, what actually question trying to test? Trying to test your sense of scenario. Trying to test understanding. If you don't know incident management, you are not able to do. So concept. Third, how you are going to analyze, how you are going to do analysis about your concept. Because what you will do, what is the first step? You have to verify, then impact assessment, then you have to take a decision to isolate affected network. Maybe require your business to take a decision, because if you isolate network, 200 application will down. So you have to inform to regulatory, right? Maybe regulatory issue also there. So all these things you have to do, and after that you have to take, because you are a manager, you are not SME to isolate, right? So it's also checking your common sense. So you can see the one question, 4 point already tested. The same is second question. The security manager has noted that network attack is in progress. That means you are a manager. Already you have verified, because it's a progress you have seen, because you have noted, right? So that means your first step already done, right? First step already done, and second already done, because in progress already. So you have done impact assessment. The third step you have to take, what is the answer? You have to isolate, because primary objective of incident response is, primary responsibility of incident response is to limit the impact. Limit the impact. So immediately you have to isolate after impact assessment, and then you have to notify what is the impact, because management will ask, okay, you have a taken decision, what is the impact, and detail. Okay, so here answer is C. See, question is the same, just they have changed a little bit and answer has changed. And in exam, you know that mainly they will use a word. What word they will use? First, most, best, main, greatest. These words actually completely change questions and responses, right? Because first, that means they are asking sequence, right? Second, most means everything is right, but which one is a most, right? You can make a vegetable, but which ingredients if you will not consider, your vegetable is not good, like this. The same in exam, all option is right, but which one is the most important for all these activity, right? All of you can say all are great, but which one is greatest? You have to choose, right? So actually your exam will play with these words. Apart from that, you know, your exam also do analysis about timestamp and sequence, which already I have highlighted, right? Like what is the you can say, they will give one scenario, and like some regulation has changed, what is impact in your organization, or you can say like your organization is operating in India, and Indian government just implemented privacy regulation DPDPA. What is your next course of action? This is all about time span. Question also ask planning and plan. That means game of tense. I always say, all these certification is English test. I'm not saying you have to take a dictionary and you have to sit. No, but if tense will change, if question is present tense, answer is different. If question is past tense, answer is different. And question is future tense, answer is different. So you have to look into tenses also. I'm going to all scenario I'm not actually highlighting today, but I'm going to showcase some questions as well. How they are going to actually tweak. Okay. Third, outcome. Sorry. Third, understand what is a scope. Definitely, what is your scope when you are going to implement security awareness session, right? Such question also ask. Third, what is the outcome if you are going to apply any control? What is the outcome if you are going to do whitelist of any URL? such questions, that means outcome based question, and writing need to verify question. So first question I am trying to highlight you about timestamp. You can try this question as well. So this question all about timestamp, or you can say timeliness. Timeliness. So what is this? Question is talking about the board of directors of an organization has been informed about new legislation requiring industry specific safeguards to protect confidential customer information. What should be board next step? New legislation, industry specific, and protect confidential customer information. This is a keyword. So what is the next step? That means they are talking about time step. Okay. Direct information security on what they need to do. Okay. Research solution to determine the proper solution. Require management to report on compliance. And D, nothing. Information security does not report to the board. Require management to report on compliance so that you can take action. This question also change in different way. They will say you are an info security manager and you have noticed that new legislation has been changed. What is your course of action? Inform to senior management, do impact assessment, then nothing, you can say no need to do anything, or research solution to determine the proper solution, like this. So first you have to do impact assessment, right? So such question also asked, and this is all about timestamp question. Next, your tenses based question, right? So if you see this question is talking about what is the most critical factor to include when creating web hosting agreement with third party provider. Now if you see include, it's a present tense. The same question, if they will ask what is the most critical factor to be included, or you can say was included, like this. So answer completely change. So tense also you have to look into. So what they are saying, termination condition, liability limit, SLA, and privacy restriction. So you know that when you are going to sign and when you are going to onboard third party vendor, you have to sign MSA, right? Agreement is nothing, is your MSA. So what you have to look into, all these things is important, but which one is most important? SLA is the most important, because SLA is a part of MSA. Now if any your vendor or any service provider is not meeting SLA, so what you need to look, you have to look liability limits, you have to do penalty. So you can say B is a part of C, yes. A, termination condition. If you are not meeting SLA continuously 1 year, so you can terminate also, right? Because this is also clause. So this is also part of C, you can say. Based on you can say C, that means A and B completely based on C. D is different. Okay, so you have to look all these things, because they are also checking your concept level, they are also checking your analysis, you can say how you are going to do analysis, and definitely the common sense as well. Okay, the third question I am highlighting, the scope and outcome, right? Scope and outcome. Think like this: an organization outsourcing its payroll processing conducted an independent assessment of the third party security control in the line with policy requirement. Which of the following is most important provision to include in the contract? Now third party audit, so anytime you have to do audit, right? Right to audit clause. That means if you want to do audit, what you want to achieve, this is all about outcome. So if you will include right to audit, you are able to do audit. That means right to audit clause ensure that organization can frequently basis verify third party compliance or their policy or their security requirement. And this is all about outcome, right? So if you will include right to audit clause, you will get outcome. What outcome? Frequently basis you are able to verify, and this is your requirement. So this is a outcome based, you can say, your questions. Last questions, sponsor based. That means some role based. See, question is saying which of the following individual would be the best position to sponsor the creation of an info security steering committee. So who will going to take a sponsorship about steering committee? So first you have to know what is a steering committee. Do you know that a steering committee means all function head? That means cybersecurity function head, right? Your infra, IT operation function head, your HR function head, finance function head, all function head. And a steering committee going to approve your all project. That means security related project. If you want to implement effectively, and this is the exam point as well. So here is saying what is the best position to a sponsor. Who is going to create? If you see the all option, info security manager is going to create? No. Maybe board, senior management, right? Chief operating officer, who, yes, is a senior level, but we can look another option also. This out. Internal auditor, no, is not part of senior management. Legal counsel, no, legal counsel cannot, you can say create security steering group. So this one also out. So who, or here they will put senior management. So this is the answer. So this is all about your sponsor based question, right? So if you want to tackle, if you want to respond all these questions, what we need to follow? CQ. That means context, your all thought process related to management. Then concept, and then context, content, and after that concept. Okay. Next, what resource you are going to follow? Generally I always say you have a lots of resource available in market. No need to follow all resources. We need two resources: manual and see some review question and answer. It's a ISACA. Both materials, you can say, no, you will get ISACA materials is a fantastic materials. Mark my word. You have to practice this question minimum 2 times, but please don't trying to memorize. Is the best, you can say, hidden secret. You have to do minimum 2K questions if you want to achieve CISM certification. But remember, please don't practice Google question, because 40 to 50% questions answers are wrong. So please don't do this. Otherwise, it's very difficult for you. Okay. So you can follow this question and you can read manual minimum 1 time. If you have a more than 5 years experience, or you can say approx 10 years experience in info security and cyber security, you can just go high level and you can do practice this question. If you are getting 65 to 70% marks during practice, you can easily clear this exam more than 600. So first you have to look into exam outline, which already I have shared. You have to define completion timeline. You have to give target to yourself, just like our, you can say, our organization project, right? If you want to implement DLP, we have a target. If you want to do patching, we have a target, right? Within 1 month you have to do patching. Same like CISM, 2-month plan you have to make. Take Excel sheet, make a plan for 2 months. Every day 2 hours reading. That's it. Enough. Okay. Then study materials is enough. No need to do. If you want to join training session is fine, because you will get more than that. Okay. Because all these questions, how you can target, definitely they will also help for concept clearance. Each and every concept through real use cases. Then 2-month study plan, Excel sheet you can do, and you have to prepare notes while reading your CISM manual, because your notes is diamond mine for you, right? Your notes is diamond mine for you. Okay, so you can say exam outline, make study plan, study materials, your question answer explanation, ISACA and ISACA manual is enough. No need to highlight or take any resource which available in market. No need to do. And your notes, because your notes is diamond for you. Okay, and go for exam.